Black bears in southeast Alaska is going to be one of those candidates for the one hunt that I would want to do every year for the rest of my life. Everything about it is so unique and so different from everything else that I do. I am back for the 7th time in one of the coolest places in all of America. One of my favorite places to come and explore and discover and to hunt black bears, southeast Alaska. With me on this hunt is a good friend, Mike Spitzer. You've seen him on many episodes in the past. We've done, well, last year we did his desert sheep hunt and we did his antelope hunt. And I think we got to call him Lucky Mike. Because when Mike comes along, it seems like we just have good luck. Who you spend your hunting days with is just as important as the hunt itself. And Mike fits that bill. He's just a ton of fun to be with. Just getting all of your gear to Alaska is a challenge. Check 9 bags, if you want to call them bags. 3 overweight, a firearm for $300. What a deal. Well, I mean, we've got so much gear with filming the TV show. Plus, it's not like we're staying in a lodge or something, so we got to bring tents and sleeping bags and food and cooking stoves and everything we need to camp on a beach and be here for a week. Now in Alaska, that creates a level of logistics that is very complicated. So in addition to the logistics of getting everything here, there's the logistics of getting a tag. You have to apply 18 months in advance. If you want to do the spring hunt, like here we are in June of 2018, we had to apply for this tag back in December of 2016. So 18 months in advance is a pretty long time to have to be thinking about what you're going to do. For me, I want to get as far away and as far away from the quote-unquote trailhead or the jumping off point as I can. We always rent a skiff. So there's some complications you need to understand about skiffs. First of all, you need to know about tides. You need to know about boats and motors and safety and navigating and everything else. Alaska and its wildness, the ocean, the craziness of these elements, it grants you no pardon. You make a mistake out here and it could cost you. So when it comes to renting a skiff, if you're a self-guided hunter, the skiff renter cannot deliver the skiff to you. You have to go to the city where the skiff is located, rent it from the person, and then take it out to your camp. Well, here we are, folks. I'm leaving with my boat. Now I got about a 2-hour run down to camp. So that's gonna be a little bit of a haul when you got a 16-foot boat with only a 20-horse motor. You aren't going anywhere in a hurry. When we flew out, they dropped me off at the little village here, and I got the skiff, and then the plane flew Mike and Marcus, the camera guy, down here, and they got camp set up, and we'd already arranged it on the GPS. All right, here's where camp's gonna be.
Plane just left. And look at this, it's incredible. But we are alone. Hopefully Randy has a good ride. We sure did. Nice flat seas, but we'll see how he turns out. This is awesome.
It was kind of nice when I got here. I had everything all set up. I always expect that when I get to a campsite or get to where a gathering place is, that someone's gonna be jerking my chain.
Well, want the good news or the bad news?
What's that?
Want the good news or the bad news?
Do I want the good news or the bad news? Give me the bad news.
The bad news is we can't hunt today
I know.
because we flew in.
Yeah.
We've already got 3 bears right here from camp.
That you spotted?
Yeah, one's pretty good.
3 bears,
Yeah?
no chain jerking going on here.
No? I bet you can still see that one right now.
Oh, I see him right there with the naked eye. See?
You know how to pick camp.
It might be like world's worst logistics to get here, but that's why no one else is here.
Yeah, I wouldn't time that trip.
I showed up here and these guys said, oh, we've already seen 3 bears. So I broke out the spotter. I'm looking at this one over here. He's a big bear. He's got a big belly on him. I'd shoot that thing so fast.
Look at that. That's a big bear.
At first we were calling them bear number 1, bear number 2, bear number 3. And then as the evening progressed, we saw so many bears, it's like, how do you number all those?
They're number, wait, what are we at now? 6?
1 and 3, right? They've been out for, we first saw them 7 hours ago.
And bear number 3 was right over there.
Number 2, he just popped out an hour and a half ago, so.
Bear number 1, he disappeared. We were gonna go drive around today, take the boat and go all over. But why would you do that when you get this many bears right from your camp?
There's a bear.
Where?
You can see its rump right out here on a point of the rocks. It's right up on it.
Oh yeah, well that thing is rubbed.
It's like a pretty big boar.
I've never seen this many big bears in a hunt, let alone in one afternoon, evening from camp. I say we go back to camp and we try our best to sleep, because it gets daylight really, really early at this northern latitude on May 31st. Only 3 weeks from the longest day of the year.
First morning came, and at 6 a.m. Marcus had seen a bear. Woke us up, hey, bear number 1's out, let's do it. So we hit it. He disappeared from sight while we were motoring over, so we didn't know if he was going to be there or not. The wind was going the opposite direction of what we had in the water. It was pretty calm, but still was blowing right up towards that bear. So we knew it was going to be just a waste. Let's just back out and see if bear number 1 comes out a little bit later, because he was one worth chasing and this was only day 1.
The rest of that day was spent just going around all these bays, checking out every little cove, slowing down, glassing, looking, and going really slow. It's amazing. You'll be going across and you'll look over at that beach and there's nothing there. And 3 minutes later you look over there and there's a bear in the middle of the beach. It's like, how did he get there without me having seen him the first time I looked over there?
Sniffing the wind.
And we go back, make one more loop around into this bay where we tried to stalk that bear earlier in the day.
Came up another bear up here, so this one, even from a distance, kind of gives you that good old-fashioned feeling.
And I look and went, whoo. And Mike looks at it and like, I think we better go check that one out. All right.
Randy's out.
So all 3 of us decide we're gonna go in there and see what we can find. And the bear's way back there, about, I don't know, 800-900 yards. And we're moving in and the wind's really good. The wind's kind of a crosswind. Keep moving, getting closer. Finally the bear, he'd been feeding the whole time, and now we're looking at him, we're like, this is a very good bear. And we get to this little knoll and I can just see the back of the bear and he's starting to walk at a pretty good clip. And I ranged that little rock that he was walking next to and I got like 410 yards. And obviously I'm not gonna take that shot. So the idea was, let's hustle along the shoreline, get back there, and before that creek, that little low spot gets into the brush, maybe we can get there and we can get a shot. Because a lot of times these bears will walk fast for 20 yards and then they'll stop and eat. And he got into the trees, and I don't know if he smelled us. The wind seemed pretty good until we got like right there, but I know he was close by. So Mike suggested we sit down and we call. I knew that bear, if that bear wanted us and wanted whatever I was sounding like, he would be on our lap within a minute or 2. And we sat there for about 15 minutes, and now it's getting to be towards the end of shooting light, and he never came out.
He was down in that low spot, but he must have just kept right on moving. It was so close. I know what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna give him a day or 2 off. You go shoot a bear. And then we'll see if he decides he wants to dance again. Day 1, I don't know how many bears we saw, but a lot. 8 or 9. We're just getting started, folks.
So as is normally the case in Alaska, we went to bed and it was beautiful clear skies. And when we woke up the next morning, it's pelting rain. Crazy how southeast Alaska, a rain, not just a rainstorm, a rain front of 5 days of solid rain can come in just like that. And you just got to deal with it. If you say, I'm not going to hunt in the rain, because I hate hunting in the rain, you're not going to get much hunting done in this part of Alaska.
It's the risk you run spring bear hunting in Alaska.
Yeah.
You're going to be dealing with some rain.
Yeah, if you can't deal with rain, you might want to spring bear hunt somewhere else. Our boat got the low tide was way, way lower than ever. So our boat's high and dry right now. And Mike's a little fidgety because he's telling me he sees bear number 1 over there, but I can't see it through the rain. And so I asked Mike, I'm like, what are you thinking for this morning based on what we saw yesterday? He said, you know, I'd like to go way down to that one bay and we'll have an incoming tide. So let's go down there and see what we might find. And I said, sounds great to me. I can't think of any plan I'd rather do, so let's do it.
Well, we're in business. Let's go find a bear. It's getting a little bit breezy and rainy. Randy wanted to wait with the boat and said, hey, you guys go up in there, just take a look and you know, let me know what you see. There's a bear. Came in here with a really bad wind. But it's actually a good wind for this bear right here, I think. He just gave me that feeling like pretty certain this is a big bear, and this is probably one that I'd be sick if I passed and didn't have a chance at again. So the decision was made. Let's figure out how we can get as close as possible to make a good shot on him. While crossing the river to get over there, you know, I noticed kind of like out in the middle of this tidal river, there's a green patch of grass, you know, so it showed that, hey, it was up out of the water. It was perfectly in line with the bear. These things can't see very well. We got the wind. Let's just quietly get up onto that patch of grass and put a shot on this bear. Nice. And sure enough, that little Howa 7mm08 with a 140 grain Accubon bullet, you know, it did the trick. Let's go see what we got. Look at that. We got a good bear. Oh my goodness. He is just gorgeous. awesome. I mean, look at this place. Even in the rain, gorgeous. He's just been out here chowing. We found kind of this river drainage in here and it looked good, but I thought it had the wrong wind coming in, and luckily he was on the right side of it. But holy smokes. How's that for a black bear? We made the decision with where this bear was, how close we were to the boat, that hey, let's leave our stuff right here. Let's go get Randy, come in with all three of us and get this bear taken care of and hauled out of there.
I'm holding the boat and I look, and over the rock, here comes Mike. Yeah. So now I'm like, all right, what do we do? Because we've got this incoming tide and we've got this 20-knot wind. I don't know if this little anchor is going to hold us in that kind of wind. We better double tie this thing. So what we did, pushed the boat out, anchored it out there. And then in case the anchor slipped with this incoming tide, we went and tied it off a couple spots up on shore. And I'm like, that's about as good as we can do. So where are we at, Matilda?
So about 500 yards up that shoreline.
So we go around here?
Yeah, let's go around.
That's a big one. I haven't even got to see the bear yet, but his tracks are this big around.
It was awesome just to return to that bear and walk up on him with Randy and sharing that joy as Randy saw what I had been lucky enough to shoot, because this bear was just everything we had hoped for.
Cool stuff. Holy moly. Look at the head on that thing.
Look at this.
Oh my goodness. That is a big old bear. Whew. I've been around quite a few dead bears, but I don't know that I've ever been around one that big. The necessary tools. Well, we're taking care of Mike's bear. Marcus says, oh, there's another bear over there. And I look at it, I'm like, whew, that's another really good bear. But we got our hands full with one right here. And this weather sucks, and we got 3 more days. The weather can't be any worse than it is today. No, I'm not shooting.
You know, the tide's coming up, the tide's starting to lap at the bear. So we had to get him taken care of and bagged up in a hurry and then get out of there.
We took care of Mike's bear, we got it in our packs, and we're just off and going. And we get there to where the boat is beached, and yes, the anchor had slipped a lot in that wind. And it's the boat is backed up onto some rocks, and I'm like, oh no. We're good. Whose idea was it to motor down to this end anyhow?
So the ride back, even though it was pouring rain, wind in our faces, you know, we're having a good time even though the conditions are miserable.
Sweet misery, she loves my company. She's in a crowd when she is all alone.
The singing brought out the bear.
See, I told ya. We've seen so many bears in the rain today, we just about had to hide from them.
The bears were out, rain or no rain, bears were moving. And even though we had my bear down, we still had one bear to go.
So once we got back to camp, Mike was in charge of the fire. And when you put Mike, Eagle Scout, in charge of a fire, you're gonna get a good fire. I don't care if it is soaking wet, just drenched southeast Alaska, Mike will start a fire. that's gonna work good. So you guys want the jalapeno ones, huh? And it felt good to sit next to that fire, cooked a few brats, sitting there telling stories, smiling about what a great day we had, what the next few days are gonna hold. And so through the course of all this conversation, I asked Mike, you know, well, how are we doing on water?
Well, you're good. I mean, we have water for the night too, so.
Yeah, but do we have water for tomorrow?
No,
Breakfast and whatever.
you got what's in your bag there.
I'll go over and get 10 liters real quick. It won't take very long. I'll be right back. So I grabbed the water bladders and I'm walking over there and I come around the corner and I look and there's this black bear standing right near where the creek comes out that we filter our water from. I'm like, I don't have my binoculars with me. I mean, who takes their binoculars to go filter water? Well, he turned sideways, and I know how tall the grass is there because I've walked through it before, and I'm like, holy cow, relative to that grass, he's tall. So I just, on the dead run in my waders, I come running down the shoreline.
What's up? Big bear?
Bear can't tell how big. It's black, it's black. Right at the filter. I'm gonna get my rifle and the spotter.
Marcus scrambles, gets the camera ready, and I'm getting my pack and my rifle, and we start sneaking over there and we come around the corner, and now he's even closer to camp. Like, yeah, I think this bear, this close to camp, when the hunting powers hand you an opportunity like this, Randy, take advantage of it. We get the spotting scope out and I'm looking at him. Whew. Maybe I'm just not a good judge of bears, but that looks like a really big bear, Mike.
That's a big bear. That's a good bear.
And there was a rock out there in front of us. I told Marcus, follow me. Let's get up to that rock. Let's get set up. And if he gives me a broadside shot, I'm gonna take it. I don't know how much footage we have before he finally turns broadside. And quite a few times Marcus is like, I'm on him.
I'm good whenever, so if he presents a shot.
And finally he turns broadside.
Yep.
And all I remember is the shot. When I come back down on him, the bear is running off at a rapid clip. The shot felt perfect. But when a bear runs off like that, and a lot of times when they're hit, they whirl and bite at where they've been hit. And I didn't see that reaction. So I'm worried. I'm thinking, oh no, don't tell me I missed. Did you see anything?
I was watching the shot. The shot looked great.
I want to get over there though before it gets any darker. And so we quickly scramble and we go over there, and right away we find where he left the beach. I mean, he's just digging it up. But like these big bears up here, they're so fat, so much just tissue and everything. It's not conducive to great blood trails, let's put it that way.
He jumped up this stump and went up this slope, over this way.
We're looking and we're looking, and it's just like parting all this brush, and you're just looking and looking. Huh. Can you see his tracks coming up here? And I'm making bigger loops and bigger loops. I'm trying to follow, okay, what's the trail he would likely take if he wanted to get further away? And I'm off to the north, I don't know, 50, 80 yards 70 yards, and all of a sudden I hear Marcus say, "Got him! He's over here, he's dead."
Yeah, he's dead. He's very dead. Whew.
And I'm like, whew, thank goodness. And I walk over there. It takes me a while to get kind of hopping from deadfall to deadfall and climbing through the Devil's Club.
Yeah?
Thanks, Marcus. Two bears in one day. How's that, huh?
Pretty wild.
I'm glad I volunteered to go filter the water.
Right?
And I don't know how Marcus found that bear. That thing was balled up under a big deadfall with a whole bunch of jungle brush growing over it. He's got a great big white spot.
Oh, really?
Oh,
wow. Oh, that's so cool. That is
Holy
really
smokes.
cool.
Look at that, a big old double striper. What a melon on that guy.
Holy smokes. Randy. That's awesome.
Oh my goodness. Trying to move something that size is not easy, even with 3 guys. Finally got him to the cliff band, got him down to the beach. I don't know what we're gonna do to top this.
2 in one day.
Can't thank you enough, Mike.
Randy, it was a pleasure.
Thank you
I
so
can't
much.
thank you. Like, what a day. Yeah, this is only day 2.
Yeah, day 2.
It's Friday. They're not picking us up till Tuesday.
And we ended up taking pictures and taking care of him and getting the meat all quartered up and hide and skull and everything that's required for Alaska Game and Fish, because here you have to check your bears in Petersburg, and they pull a tooth and they age them, and they're doing the conservation work that's needed. With this bear laying there, it was just the culmination of one of those amazing adventures. You know how sometimes you go fishing and the fish bite like crazy? In your mind, you're like, it's never this good. It's never gonna be this good ever again. But I don't care. I'm enjoying it for what it is. That's what this hunt has been. It'll probably never be this good ever again. There'll never be a hunt where we shoot 2 magnificent bears like this, where we have this many bears with no other hunters. You give thanks for what is here, what the average American can do on the public land is unbelievable. For me, someone who loves the wildness and the wild places and the wild things, the fact that the citizens of America own these lands, we can come out here, and if we're lucky enough to draw a tag, you don't need to be the owner of the oil patch. You don't need to be the Wall Street hedge fund manager. You just need to have the desire and the spirit for adventure, and you can come and do this. As long as Southeast Alaska's here and these bears are here, there's a pretty good chance I'll be back.
Yeah! Yeah! No horse him, no horse him!
Holy cow, this guy is not happy.
Woo!
Thank you, Mike. See, surfers. There we go. There we go. Oh, and I had the camera running, Marcus.
All right.
Oh no! Oh!
What happened?
So Marcus, now that you've had a minute to compose yourself, what do you have to say about that fish that got away?
Hey, I think Mike was right. It's at least a 40-pounder.
Oh, there! Oh, here we go! All right!
But finally,
That's a big one.
I got one in.